Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. After her mother passed away, her father remarried a woman with two daughters. However, when Cinderella's father also passed, her stepmother revealed her cruel nature. "You are no longer the daughter of a nobleman. You will serve this household," the stepmother commanded, her voice cold and merciless. Her stepsisters, Drizella and Anastasia, treated her like a servant, making her cook, clean, and sleep in the cold attic. "Cinderella, my dress needs mending, and I want it done now," Drizella demanded, tossing a torn gown at her. "Fetch my breakfast first. I won't wait all day," Anastasia added, her voice spoiled and impatient. Cinderella, though mistreated, remained kind and hopeful, finding comfort in the company of birds and mice who became her only friends. One day, an announcement arrived from the palace. "Hear ye, hear ye! By order of the king, a grand ball shall be held where the prince will choose a bride," the royal herald declared to the kingdom. Excitement filled the house as the stepsisters squealed with delight. "Imagine, the prince could fall in love with me," Drizella bragged, spinning in front of a mirror. "No, me!" Anastasia shrieked, shoving her sister aside. Cinderella's heart filled with hope. "Stepmother, may I go to the ball too?" Cinderella asked timidly, her eyes shining with longing. The stepmother smiled, but it was a cruel, calculating smile. "If you finish all your chores and find something suitable to wear, then perhaps," the stepmother said, knowing full well it was impossible. Determined, Cinderella worked tirelessly, and with the help of her animal friends, she transformed an old dress into something beautiful. But when her stepsisters saw it, "That's my sash!" Drizella screeched, yanking it away. "And my beads!" Anastasia shouted, ripping them off. They tore Cinderella's dress apart, laughing cruelly as they left for the ball. Heartbroken, Cinderella ran to the garden and wept. "Oh, why is life so unfair?" Cinderella sobbed, her tears falling onto the cold ground. Then a soft, warm light appeared. "My dear child, why are you crying?" a gentle voice asked. Cinderella looked up to see an elderly woman with kind eyes and a sparkling wand. Who are you?" Cinderella asked, wiping her tears. "Why, I'm your fairy godmother, of course, and you, my dear, are going to the ball," the fairy godmother said cheerfully. With a flick of her wand, she transformed a pumpkin into a golden carriage, mice into horses, and Cinderella's rags into a breathtaking gown. "Now remember, the magic ends at midnight. Enjoy yourself, my dear," the fairy godmother reminded her with a wink. As Cinderella entered the grand ballroom, all eyes turned to her, including the prince's. "Who is she?" the prince whispered, captivated by her beauty. He approached and held out his hand. "Would you honor me with a dance?" the prince asked, his voice warm and charming. Cinderella, feeling like a dream had come true, placed her hand in his, and they danced gracefully across the floor. But the clock began to chime. "Oh no, it's almost midnight," Cinderella gasped, pulling away. She ran from the palace, losing a glass slipper on the steps, and disappeared into the night just as the final chime rang. The next day, the prince was determined to find the girl who had stolen his heart. "She left behind this slipper. Whoever it fits shall be my bride," the prince declared, instructing his guards to search the kingdom. When they arrived at Cinderella's home, the stepsisters eagerly tried to force their feet into the slipper. "It fits. I swear it does, Drizella grunted, pushing with all her might. No, let me try, Anastasia wailed, grabbing it desperately. The stepmother, seeing Cinderella watching from the shadows, smirked and locked her in the attic. You shall not ruin this for my daughters, the stepmother sneered. But with the help of her animal friends, Cinderella escaped just in time. Please, may I try? Cinderella asked softly. The stepmother scoffed, but the royal servant nodded. To everyone's shock, the slipper slid perfectly onto her foot. It's you, the prince exclaimed, arriving just in time to see her. Soon, Cinderella was brought to the palace, where she and the prince were married in a grand celebration. I always knew you were special, the prince whispered as he took her hand. Cinderella smiled, knowing her kindness and patience had led her to happiness. And so, with love and joy in their hearts, they lived happily ever after.